Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about how to declare methods in Objective-C and how to call the methods that you declare. So you guys might notice that the font size is huge now. I hope you guys have no trouble seeing this, and I'll make sure that I upload my video in 1080p. Okay, on to method declaration. So again, I created a brand new project. If you want to download this exact one, the link is in the description, but it's just your basic single view application. So you've got your view controller, app delegate, and stuff like that. But what I want to call to attention is the view controller class. So I might not have mentioned it yet, but in Objective-C, classes are defined by two different files. When you create a new class, you'll get a .h file and a .m file. And the .h file is the interface for your class. And this basically, you list out methods, properties, variables, things that you want other classes to be able to use and interact with. In your M file, that is the implementation file, and that's the place where you actually write the code for the methods that you've declared in your interface. Now, you can declare a private interface, and we'll get to that in the next video about scoping, but for this video, just know that in the H file, that's where you declare all your properties and methods, and in your M file, you implement them. So that's important to note because we're going to be talking about method declaration here. Now let me type out a sample declaration for you guys. Now let's take a look at the different parts of this declaration. This minus sign denotes that this is an instance method. So this is a method that you can call on an instance of this class. Alternatively, you can declare it with a plus sign, and that means that it's a class method, so you don't necessarily need an instance to call this method. Now, the thing in the bracket is the return type of the method, so in this case we're returning nothing, but you could very well return an integer or some other class, anything you'd want. And the next part we have is the method name. Now, what would it look like if we wanted to add some parameters to the method? Alright, so that is a method signature with one integer parameter being passed in. So the format is colon and then the type of the parameter followed by the name of the parameter. Now what would it look like if we had two parameters? Let me show you that. Now this syntax is a little bit tricky because this, it follows the same format as this first part. So with the second parameter, this is the label, and this is the type of the second parameter, and this is the name of the second parameter. And then so on and so forth. If you wanted to declare a third parameter, you would have label, colon, return type, parameter name. Okay, so let's talk about calling methods now. So let's jump into our implementation file. I'll just copy that. Okay, so I'm going to implement our sample method with parameter, but I'm going to use this opportunity to show you guys how you would call another method. In the last video, we created a class named myClass, so I'm going to do the same thing here, just so I can declare it and show you guys how to call a method of it. So I'm going to go new class, I'm going to call it myClass, and it's a subclass of NSObject. I'm going to put it in the root, and then in my class I am going to add a method called do something. So you notice that standard convention in Objective-C, method names start with lowercase. And then in my view controller class. If I wanted to use it, I'd again have to import that. So this is all stuff we've learned before. Now let me declare a new instance of my class. So remember in the last video we saw, this allocation and initialization in this sort of syntax. Now this is calling methods of my class. So alloc is a class method of my class, of NSObject, and same thing with init. So if I wanted to call our instance method, I'd have to do it on an instance of my class. Well, we don't want class, we want the instance, and I call that method, but there's something wrong here. Let me see. Oh, I see. So I wrote the method in the implementation file instead of the header file. So let me copy and paste that, and let me put it into the header file. So there you go. And now if we go back to the view controller, that's going to go away. What's it saying here? Right, so our method that we declared, sample method with parameter, is supposed to return an integer. In this case, it's telling me that I'm not returning it. So let's go into my class and let's make do something return an integer. And then let's implement it in the .m file of my class. And let's just make it return a number like 100. And if we go back here, we can just return the result of the do something method, which will be 100. Hey guys, so that was episode 3 of Learn Objective-C. That rhymes. So anyways, next episode, we're going to be talking about variable and method scoping. And now for your fun fact of the day. Did you know that it took over 200 patents and 156 suppliers across 3 different continents to make the iPhone? Wow, that blows my mind. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And stay tuned for the next video. See you guys later.